One of the things that I love about being in the healthcare space, and I've been in that space for the last two decades, is, taking care of my patients and also listening to their stories. I love to sit down and hear somebody's journey. And you can imagine how many stories for 2 decades. And I'm going to share some wisdom that I've drawn from some of the stories. You will see a patient come in. A patient got involved into a freak accident, just the way life happens, and they lost their limbs. Others may be a disease that changed everything. They can't do things the way they were doing before. And they'll tell you at some point they went through a very dark season. They went through grieving what they had, their abilities, their way of doing things was taken away. And then you'll hear that after they accepted what was left, not without struggle though, that is when they started, the magic happened. And they decided that they are going to live a meaningful life. They are going to be happy with what was left. And just like that, they started rebuilding their lives, brick by brick. And now the time they're telling me those stories, you can see where they are. They're living happily. But one thing nobody tells you is that, they had to accept that this has happened, but I'm not going to live here. I'm going to work with what is left. And like I said, brick by brick, they go on to create their new normal. Why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because I have learned that in this life happens. And I'm saying this to that mom who is sitting with a disability diagnosis, who is feeling some type of way, who is feeling like everything has been taken away. And you're sitting in grief, and it's okay to grieve, it is okay. But after you grieve, it's okay to accept what has happened. And I always say accepting does not mean you're signing up for defeat. To me, accepting is saying, this is what is left. This is the verdict. But I can work. I can work with what I have. I can make it work. And I'm going to be happy. I am not going to be miserable, because I'm not going to sit here, and recount what was lost. No, I'm going to work with what I have. I'm going to embrace what I have. And so I'm telling you that joy is possible. Contentment is possible, but only if you believe that, yes, I can rebuild. You don't have to get stuck up on what you thought or what you had imagined. You can imagine a new future. You can imagine a new dream for you and your child. And so I'm going to leave you the question: what would happen if you see it for yourself? What would happen if you were able to create a new normal for you? What would happen if you let go what you had imagined? What would happen if you embraced, if you tweaked your mindset a bit, if you let go the negativity, the victim mindset of this happened? What would happen if you say that this is what has happened and I am going to be okay? I'll see you in the next one.